Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid.
And we are doing a, what is it called?
It's called the Take It Back Tag.
Oh, Take It Back Tag? Okay. And I saw it on a couple that I follow. They're from Virginia. They're Life With Us TV. So I'll put, they did the tag, but they tagged other people. They didn't tag us. But I saw it and thought it was something fun that we could do. I'll put their channel below, and then at the end, I will tag probably 2 people to do the tag, or 3, I don't know. But we'll tag somebody, so stay tuned to see if you got tagged. And what it is there's 10 questions in here.
Question 1. Name an old school hip hop, R&B, soul, funk, or rock artist, group, song, or band you listen to. That's a bunch. One of my favorites was EPMD, but I also like Huey Lewis and the News. So I listen to a whole different array of music. How about you?
Yeah, well, you know, I listen to everything. So, you know, black parents grow up in, you know, like in Alexandria, but then we moved to Maine, so, you know, and I'm in the 80s, so, you know, I listen to Salt and Pepper. I listen to everybody, you know, because I think our age group had the best music, because we had like the 70s going through the 80s before like all the 90s and all that rump shaker stuff started, you know, getting into it. But yeah, the 80s had a good mix, you know. I like Atlantic Star, you know. We just,
that's 70s.
They're like 70s, 80s.
Oh.
I mean, I liked, there's a lot of, you know, people that my mother listened to. Yeah. And that, you know, there's a lot of, you know, like white bands that, you know, that black people listen to. It's in country, because we, you know, growing up in Alexandria, you know, you had, or like in Arlington area, you had people that they listen to country. They listen to a lot of stuff. So, you know, you know me, I listen to even Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Yeah. I think we had the best.
Oh yeah, 80s.
The 80s was the best. They had a good mixture of everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever attended or thrown a house party and or block party? Not a block party. You know, I don't think they you know, mainly when you're in the city you do block parties, but by the time, you know, I got old enough to do a party, we did house parties. And that was basic. There was no club because you weren't old enough to get into a club. So we did house parties, and whatever happened at the house party happened at the house party. But yeah, we did house parties.
Yeah. I've been to a couple of house parties, but I've never hosted, and I don't think I've ever been to a block party.
Yeah, I think they do more of those like in the city, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did, you know, yeah, house parties are,
you know, much better than the club.
Yeah.
Question 3. Have you ever owned a record player and or cassette tape Walkman? My parents had a record player. They had the huge one where the big lid lifted up, and you could keep their records in it. I mean, it was huge.
And it had a TV on the front?
No, theirs didn't have a TV on it.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the one, it had the record player on top, and then it had like a radio, and then it had the TV on the front. And then when the TV stopped working, you still used it, you know, as a table or side table, whatever. Yeah,
theirs looked like a table. You lifted the top up, and inside was the record player, and then they could keep their...
Oh, yeah? Yeah. And there was no TV in it? Oh, yeah,
I don't think my parents were that ballin', so...
Yeah, but I like those.
But I think everybody, I know I've probably had like 10 Walkmans.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What was your first Walkman?
A Sony. It was a little black one. You could see your tape on the front, and then you had your buttons on the side, and
Oh, I had that yellow one.
Oh, the yellow, the waterproof one.
Yeah, I bought myself. I remember that. Because I had a job at Burger King, and and I could get whatever I wanted at the time. Actually, I was babysitting too, and I babysat a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I got my little Walkman, and my first tapes when I went to the exchange was I got Keith Sweat, Pebbles, Bobby Brown.
Oh my God, I had the Bobby Brown one. Yeah.
And it's like I always, because you couldn't play them at school, so it was like when I got off the school bus, and I walked to, I used to babysit this lady's kids after school. I would walk, I was walking to the job. That's all I played.
Yep.
Memorized it. Hated it when you had to rewind it or.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first Walkman. And then I didn't like it when they had those CDs. The CDs, and they were all big. Remember they came up with the portable CD player? I don't like those. It seemed like your battery ran down.
Look, did you have the tape adapter for your car, so you could play your CD player in your car?
Well, eventually, yeah. When they brought those CDs out, yeah, I remember those. But I'd rather have a CD over. I'd rather have a tape over a CD, because that's how remember how, well, you probably didn't because you were a boy, but I'll sing just about all the songs, like you're listening to the radio, and you record the song and then you write it down so you sing it back. You never did that? See, I think that's a girl thing.
No.
You write, because so you know the words. I'm telling you, that's how I learned Salt and Pepper, I'll Take Your Man. I'm telling you, a girl, her name was Blondell. She brought the words to school, and she was like, "Here, Shelly, sing this." And this is when Salt and Pepper first came out. And and the way that the lyrics go, it's just like straight rap. It's how they rap, but it was and I couldn't do the words, so I said, I gotta go listen to this song. So, but yeah, that's how I learned. That's how I learned it. It said, "What was your favorite corner store snack or candies as a kid?"
For me, it was, the corner store was Grits. It was 2 blocks up, and you could get a big brown bag of penny candy. And I used to be able to go up there for like $1 and get a huge bag of just like assorted candy. And that was my favorite, because, it's hard for me to pick and choose. So if I could just get a little bit of everything, but I love that. I don't think you could do that anymore for $1. You get 1 candy bar for $1. But back then, $1, you get a big old bag of that brown bag of candy. You were set.
Did you have a favorite candy?
I like Charleston Chews. Charleston Chews were all right. The little butterscotches. I like the butterscotches. Gum. Pretty much any kind of like bubble yum gum. Snickers. I liked all kind of candy, but I really wasn't into like the super sour candy. So,
yeah, I don't think they really had those out then. Jolly Ranchers were, I like the...
Oh, the Now and Laters. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like the Now and Laters.
Oh, well, yeah, I like those. But I like the, remember the Jolly Rancher, the candy sticks, the ones that,
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
And then that's probably why I like those little Jolly Rancher candies. But yeah, I like those. And then the little cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, the little
cigarettes that you can... And then the Fun Dip. I used to like those. But I think Nerds. I liked Nerds when they came out, because it seemed like you was getting a lot, and you weren't getting a lot. But yeah, Nerds.
Yeah, they had good candy back then.
Yeah, and you could get a lot of candy for which
Yeah, that's why they called it penny candy. And you'd go up there and
get a lot. But
and you could pick your own. You could make your own bag. It wasn't like you had to tell the teller what you wanted. There was the scoops right there. You could just scoop, and then
can't do that now, because shoot,
no.
Even Party City, that you can do that at Party City, but it's like what, 5 cents a piece of candy.
Yeah. Right.
What was your high school mascot?
Mine was a lumberjack. I went to North Tonawanda High School, and their mascot was this huge lumberjack. And he had this big axe or whatever it was, and this big the big woolly hat, and he had his overalls on. His overalls were blue. He had the big red flannel shirt on and work boots. Lumberjack.
Mine was, and I went to 2 different high schools. The first one was the Commodores here at Maury, and then the other one was the Dragons. The Dragons, orange and black Dragons. But yeah, I like the Dragons. That was from Maine.
All right. Name a show or shows you couldn't go without watching as a child. Well, this is tough.
I watched a lot of cartoons.
Yeah.
A lot of cartoons. And then I liked the Cosby Show, but when it first came out. But as a kid, I don't know what I would run home. Oh yeah, Facts of Life and Different Strokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Chips.
Oh yeah,
I
Chips.
like Chips. There's a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Bewitched.
My thing was on Saturdays we used to get 3 hours of Looney Tunes cartoons from 8 to 11.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
That was.
And then we watched wrestling. I used to watch wrestling just about every day. Because if wrestling would come on, it seemed like every single day. I used to watch
They used to have Monday Night Was it Monday Night SmackDown?
I don't know.
Raw.
Before they started naming them all those different names,
Yeah.
It seemed like it came on every day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, and Wonder Woman. Oh yeah, there's a lot that Wonder Woman and
Alf. I loved Alf.
That was like 90s, wasn't it?
Alf was I thought Alf was 80s.
Oh.
I was still in school. I wasn't watching Alf yesterday.
Have you ever used a payphone? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our kids, they would never know what it felt like to not have, or to be out driving somewhere and your pager go off and you have to pull over, find the nearest payphone to call, because you get a phone number and you had to pull over to you, or like you didn't have a house phone because you couldn't afford a house phone, and you go run somewhere to go make a phone call. Or you call somebody and then you hang up. Remember that? Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, well, you call somebody, you make a collect call, and you call that person, you be like, "This is Shelly, call me back." So then they call the payphone because there was a lot of tricks. But then you thought you was the bomb when you had a what was the SkyTel pager?
Oh yeah.
One of those pagers. When you call people, you had to call somebody and tell them the message that you wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was that. What else was the payphone?
The only time I really used a payphone was when I was in basic training, and that was back in the early 90s, and we used to have to make collect calls to your parents for your morale calls.
Like you was in jail.
Yeah. And you sat there. We used to stand there and wait in line for your turn. It was like 6 phones, but they let like 80 of us go out there to use the phone at the same time.
But they didn't cost money though.
They were collect calls. They were pay phones.
Oh, see, I don't remember making a collect call to my parents. I remember just calling them. I don't remember making.
No, I had ours were collect calls.
Oh, I thought we just called them
No.
when we were in boot camp. I remember there was a trick that you had with the payphone too. You put your money in and you push it real quick to get the money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I didn't know that.
I forgot when it was 20 cents, and you put your 2 dimes in, and you could press it real quick, and it'll let you see that you did your dimes, and then you will get your money back.
Oh, okay.
It was something like that. I can't remember, but then the payphones updated where you couldn't do that no more. Now, Then they went digital.
And then they went away.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There is a payphone over by the bus stop. I don't know what the bus stop by my job.
Mm-hmm.
They have a payphone there, and I mean, I don't never see nobody on it. But
No. I see the the actual the stand,
the little
but the
post
phone's
there.
gone. Yeah, the post.
Yeah. That was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Having to stand outside in the cold and talk on the payphone. They'll never know what it felt.
Yeah. The struggle.
Yeah.
All right. What games or activities did you play with your neighborhood friends or cousins as a child? For me, we had a park, it was like 2 blocks over, it was called Pinewoods Park, and it was a huge, it was like a forest. It was like, you had your playground section, where your swings and stuff. Then it had the part that was all like forest and woods, and there was like about 10 or 12 of us. We used to get a whole bunch of guys between the 2-3 streets, and we would play guns or war all day. And I remember the one time we usually split up in 2 teams. One team was the team that went to go hide, and then the other team were the ones that went to go find you. Well, I was on the team that hid, and we were in the woods, and I found this nice pile of leaves, and I hid myself in the leaves really good, and I was just laying there. I heard the other kids, all my other friends, they were running around trying to find hiding spots. Well, I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I don't know how long I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I just got up. I didn't hear anybody. I didn't see anybody. So I just started walking home. By the time I got home, some of the kids that I was playing with earlier, they were in the street playing hockey or doing something different, and they all thought that I went home. For like an hour or so, I'm in the woods sleeping. So, but we played war a lot in guns, and then we also had a field right there on the corner. We used to play football all the time. So, but that was it. Those were the good old days.
We played hide and seek.
Yeah.
Hide and go get it. Bring around a Rosie. We played switch. And you remember that? Did I tell you that? Yeah, you go get a switch off the tree.
Oh my God.
it's
You're getting punished.
It's tagged, but you don't want to get hit by that switch.
Oh my God.
We did that. We did girly stuff. We, did like the jumping jacks, the jacks and stuff like that. Did the Chinese jump rope, double dutch, stuff like that. And we tried anything. We would use a clothesline. Got in trouble for using a clothesline to play double dutch.
Why?
The clothesline?
Oh, because it was getting dirty and stuff. Oh.
If you use your grandmother's clothesline to play double dutch and it's not there when she needs it.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Okay. What else did we do? I guess as we was getting, childhood, but as we was getting older, we did like spin the bottle and stuff like that. We did a little thing, where you, and Kayla and them do it now, where you do the,
oh yeah, with that paper thing.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. We did that. Basically that's about it. Ring around Rosie, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who was your childhood best friend? Or who was your childhood best friend? It seemed like I would have one person that I would hang tight with, and then they'd move away, or I end up moving away. First it was like Melissa, and that was like through elementary. Then when I moved away, it was a bunch of us that hung together. I had in junior high, a couple of girls that I hung with, and then when I went to high school, because we left, it was like a group of girls that always, hung tight, but nobody that, there was Alonda, we were, good friends throughout high school, but that's about it.
Yeah. I didn't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding. I had my select few. My one good friend, Adam, he stayed a street over from me. He was the one. I don't know if I told you the time we got in trouble because we took our bikes up to the falls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were like this. We were like best friends. And then we also had Charles and Angel. Those were my friends from school. I pretty much went to school with them from first grade all the way up to graduation. And then Jason, and some of them are still home. It's funny, I go back home and a lot of them are still up there. So, one of them's got his own pizza joint. Another one still works up in the grocery store, and it's like, really? But hey, but
yeah, but that's sometimes it's kind of good if you're not a military brat, because you get to grow up around the people that, you know, like Kayla and them, they're not military brats, even though the parents, or, you know, when you were in the military, they've been here.
Yeah, they haven't
So,
experienced
they
the
haven't-
PCSN and all that.
Yeah, because I went to 3 different elementary schools, 1 junior high, 2 different high schools, so it was hard to make friends.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you made friends, but you know, nobody that you really tight with.
Yeah.
Question, and it's not really not a question, is show your
Throwback picture.
Well, the picture that hopefully that's flying around, there's a picture of us in high school, and we had these glasses on. I mean, I don't know if we thought we were salt and pepper, but this was Alonda and me with these glasses on, and I thought we were cool.
Remember, like, rolling up the bottom of your pants? You ever do that?
Yeah, girls did that. I don't remember boys.
Yeah,
did
boys, preppy boys used to do that.
Oh, I don't remember preps doing it.
Yeah, you folded it and then you rolled it up twice, you know.
Oh.
I did it for a hot minute, and then right around high school, you know, the baggy pants started coming out, and I was the one that started wearing the baggy pants, so.
And the Stonewall.
And the Carl Kanai, and the only kid in my school wearing cross colors.
I bet you your parents were like, oh my lord.
So.
And the picture that that's floating around.
Is the one when I was in, I think it was in 3rd grade. I had that bird's nest in the back of my head. That was a bad day, and I hated the shirt. I hated it. Was some striped shirt that my mom put on me, and I just hated it. It was just a bad day. And I remember the photographer, you know, because we were all in line, and the photographer was handing all the boys little black combs, you know, in case you wanted to fix your hair up. I just put the comb in my pocket. I wasn't even worried about fixing my hair. But that was it. That's the 10 questions. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
So you know who I'm gonna tag?
Edna?
Yeah, I'm gonna tag her. I'm pretty sure she has some interesting stuff. And then I'm gonna tag Veronica. Hers is like with B. So those are the 2 people that I'm going to tag. So that's it for now.
Yep.
So till then, see you when we see y'all.
Go Yankees.
Peace.
And everybody some days I sit and
remember way
wish I
back
was a
when.
kid.
And everybody
Back in the
said.
day.